want to welcome everyone to our 9th annual Olive Branch Hall of Fame induction ceremonies, where tonight we will be inducting 5 inductees for the year 2015 into the Olive Branch Hall of Fame. But like I said first, I'd like to have Dr. B.J. Scott come up and open us in prayer, if you will, please, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. 41 years and 15 days ago, Miss Ruby Chain brought me to Olive Branch to be the pastor of First Baptist, and she reminded me very often she brought me here and she sent me away. Well, I know this is a great opportunity tonight for our community, and we all certainly celebrate this with you families. Let me pray for you. Father, thank you tonight for the way that you have blessed this community. Thank you that you have allowed us the wonderful privilege to have been a part of it, to be a part of the lives of these families that are being honored tonight. Father, I thank you for the way that each one of these has touched us, ministered to us, helped us through the years. And Father, as we come to celebrate tonight, I pray that Jesus will be exalted as Lord. I thank you for the way that you have kept this community together through the schools, the community involvements, the churches. Father, we thank you and praise you for this. And I pray that you'll bless this occasion tonight for the manifestation of your presence in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir. This will be my third time to MC this event, and it's something that I absolutely look forward to. Just like I've said in the past, this is kind of like homecoming, a reunion of sorts. Some of the older Olive Branch crowd, and I'm blessed to be a part of that. So I really do look forward to it. It's this time of year when we come together in a small way, pay tribute and honor to those individuals who have given a lifetime of service to our community. Induction into the Hall of Fame represents the highest honor the city of Olive Branch can bestow upon one of its citizens. The Olive Branch Hall of Fame originated in the spring of 2007 when Mayor Riker and others felt that it was a need for a continuing program to honor and perpetuate the memory of those individuals who, in the 180 years since the first settlers came into this area, have contributed so much to what Olive Branch is today. The Olive Branch Hall of Fame was founded to honor and forever preserve the memory of those special people, some of whom we will honor tonight by inducting them into our Olive Branch Hall of Fame. In early 2007, in accordance with the revisions in the Hall of Fame charter, and a 7-member Hall of Fame Board of Directors was appointed by Mayor Riker to carry out the procedures in the selection process to determine those to be inducted into the Hall of Fame each year. Each year, this board goes through, y'all bear with me, I'm not a good reader. I'd rather sit and talk and speak my mind about all this, but we're going to do it right. Each year, this board goes through a lengthy nominating process, and then, along with the living members of the Hall of Fame, makes up the voting body that participates in the balloting to determine the 5 inductees selected each year for induction into the Olive Branch Hall of Fame. I would like to call the names of those members of the current Hall of Fame Board of Directors and ask them to stand and remain standing until I call all of their names. Ms. Sarah Camp, Mr. Bill Crew III Sr., Mr. Forrest Hamilton, Mr. Milton Nichols, Mr. Sam Riker, Mr. Jimmy Woods, and myself, who serves as an ex officio member and chairman of the Hall of Fame Board. Thank you very much. In 2008, we inducted our first 10 charter inductees who had been selected by vote in 2007 into the Olive Branch Hall of Fame. Those 10 charter inductees were Milton Blocker Sr., B.J. Chain, Stephen Flynn, M.C. Harrington, Jan Johnson, Lush Tubby, Jack McCauley, Milton Nichols, G.B. Payne, and Homer Skelton. Since the charter inductees of 2007, we have inducted 5 people each year into the Olive Branch Hall of Fame. And with tonight's 5 inductees, we will now have 50 people in the Olive Branch Hall of Fame, 16 living and 34 deceased. It is with sadness that I announce the passing of 2 of our Hall of Fame members during the past year, Mr. Robert Marr and Ms. Janet Johnson. Both were pillars of our community and contributed much to Olive Branch, and they will be missed. I am pleased to see many of our Hall of Fame members with us tonight. As I read the names of the living members of the Hall of Fame, I would like to ask those members present to stand as I call their names. Mr. Milton Nichols, Mr. Homer Skelton, Mr. Bill Cruthers, Scotty Davison, Forrest Hamilton, Sam Reichert, Jimmy Woods, Sarah Camp, Lamoan Brigance, Ms. Joyce Hassel, Dr. P.J. Scott, G.P. Gillespie, Leslie Poole, Billy Baldwin, Carrie Lee Bolden, and Mr. Wendell Davis. And I'd like to give them all a round of applause for their We're here tonight to induct the 5 individuals selected for the year 2015 into the Olive Branch Hall of Fame. 4 of our inductees tonight are deceased. 1 is living. Collectively, they span Olive Branch history from the early 1900s until the present day. They are a diverse group, and each, in his or her own way, has made contributions to this community that has helped shape Olive Branch into what it is today. Olive Branch is a better place because of their having been here. The first of our 2015 inductees tonight is Mr. Bill G. Allen. Billy Gray Bill Allen was born on September 21st, 1924 in Cochran, Mississippi. His parents were Will Allen and Edith Nora French Allen. Bill grew up in Cochran and attended high school in Olive Branch, where he graduated in the spring of 1942. Shortly after graduating from Olive Branch High School, Bill joined the United States Air Force at the age of 18. He completed training at the Army Air Force Gunnery School in Kansas and was assigned to the 457th Bombardment Squadron of the 330th Bomb Group on the 11-man crew of a Boeing B-29 Superfortress bomber named the City of San Jose. He was stationed on the island of Guam in the Western Pacific during World War II and flew 21 bombing missions over Japan during his tour of duty. He was honorably discharged in February 1946 with the rank of Staff Sergeant after receiving U.S. Army Air Medal. In 1949, Bill met Martha Ola Smith while working on a construction job in Dresden, Tennessee. They dated for a few short weeks and were married in September of that year. Their marriage lasted 64 years until Martha Ola's death in March of 2013. The marriage produced 2 daughters, Dr. Edith Robinson and Mrs. Ellen Harewood, 4 grandchildren and 10 great-grandchildren. Bill served the Olive Branch community in numerous ways for over half a century. In 1959, he was elected deacon of the Olive Branch First Baptist Church and served as deacon emeritus there for the rest of his life. He was a member of the Olive Branch Board of Aldermen for 4 years. He represented the Olive Branch and DeSoto Board of Supervisors for 8 years. He was instrumental in starting the Olive Branch Volunteer Ambulance Service, where both he and his wife, Martha Ola, served as volunteer first responders on the ambulance for 15 years. Additionally, Bill was a charter member of the Olive Branch Chamber of Commerce. He was a member of the Rotary Club from its inception in Olive Branch and was presented the Rotary Club's Paul Harris Fellow Award in 2013. Bill was also a charter member and helped organize the Olive Branch Country Club in the early 1960s. He served as director of the Olive Branch Christmas Parade for some 10 years, and he and Martha Ola were named co-grand marshals of the parade in 1998. He was a successful businessman in Olive Branch for over 50 years. He was a co-owner of the Allen Davidson Lumber Company for several years and partnered in Almanac Construction Company. Almanac built over 150 new homes in and around Olive Branch from 1970 until 1990. Bill died on February 10, 2016 at the age of 91. Because of his life and legacy and service to the city of Olive Branch, Bill Allen is a worthy inductee into the Olive Branch Hall of Fame for the year 2015. Accepting for Bill are his daughter, Edith Robinson, and her husband, Lundy, and daughter, Ellen Harewood, and her husband, David.
Ellen and I both loved him so much, and he loved us. And I want to tell you just a few things that were important to him. First of all, he loved his family. That was us. You know, he and Marthola were like peanut butter and jelly. If you talked about one, you had to talk about the other, and he so sorely missed her after she passed away. And he loved his family, he loved his church and his Lord, he loved his country, and he loved his community. And I think you can tell from some of the things that have been read about him that he truly, truly was a great inspiration to the Olive Branch community, of which we're so very proud to be a part of. I have to tell you one quick little story. At the end, Daddy got sick. He needed to be moved to Wesley Meadows, and I was running around with him trying to get him his shots and everything he needed to get him to Wesley Meadows. So we had an appointment in Byhalia with the doctor there, and she was running late. So at 12, we left there trying to get to Memphis by 1. And guess what? We went through 78 right in front of your store, Billy. And guess what I was doing? Speeding, trying to get to Memphis. And the blue lights went. I said, "Oh, Daddy, we're gonna get a ticket." He said, "Well, that's okay, we'll make it, just go ahead and pull over." So this nice young man came up to the car, and I, of course, began to try to explain to him why I was speeding. I said, "I know I was speeding, but I'm trying to get him to the doctor, gotta be get another one, blah, blah, blah." Looked at my driver's license, looked at the insurance and all that good stuff, and then he looked at my daddy, and he said, "Thank you for your service." Daddy had his World War II cap on, and he said, "Thank you for your service, sir, and you slow down." Okay, so that's just a little remnant of what he was. He's got so many friends here, and we so appreciate what the City of Olive Branch has done, and we certainly appreciate the class that he's a part of. Ms. Chain, Mr. Carter, Mr. Davis, and Jimmy Neal. Such wonderful friends and so many stories that we could tell about each one of them. Thank you so very much. Such an honor. Thank you.
All right, our next inductee is Mr. Jimmy Neal Andrews. Jimmy Neal Andrews was born in Caledonia, Mississippi on January 27, 1939 to Milton and Avie Andrews. When he was 6 years old, the family moved to Olive Branch, where Jimmy Neal was reared and attended school. He participated in sports and was selected most athletic during his senior year at the Olive Branch High School. Following high school, he attended Northwest Mississippi Community College for 2 years before going into the U.S. Army. He spent 3 years in the Army at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, where he obtained the rank of Private First Class. Jimmy Neal was married to Barbara Jean McCullen on June 13, 1976. They were married for 25 years until her death on March 13, 2001. Jimmy and Barbara had 8 children, 5 girls and 3 boys: Lisa Self, Julie Niblett, Paul, Neil, Ricky Wynn, Audrey Green, Kelly Thompson, and Beth Chummy. They had 16 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren. In 1975, Jimmy Neal went to work for MC Harrington Distributor Incorporated, where he became general manager and where he would work for the remaining 4 years of his life. He was elected to the North Central Mississippi Electric Power Association Board of Directors in 1991 and remained a member for the rest of his life. He was a member of the Soda County Planning Commission, the Olive Branch High School Veterans Club, and the Olive Branch JCs Association, and the Olive Branch Sports Association. Jimmy Neal's hobbies and pastime were playing sports, coaching Little League sports, hunting, fishing, and golf. The thing that he took the most pride in was being a good husband, taking care of his family, and spending time with friends and family. He was a successful businessman, a role model, mentor, and coach to many. His dedication to the community and people of Olive Branch was unconditional. He played an active role in many fundraisers and events around the community to help others, never wanting recognition for his efforts. He loved the city of Olive Branch. Jimmy Neal Andrews a Jimmy Neal Andrews Endowment Scholarship was established in his memory at Northwest Mississippi Community College by his business associates, friends, and family. Jimmy Neal and his family were long-time members of Maples United Methodist Church. Jimmy Neal died on January 20th, 2015 at the age of 76. Jimmy Neal Andrews is a worthy inductee into the Olive Branch Hall of Fame for the year 2015. Accepting tonight Jimmy Neal are his children, Ricky Wynn, Lisa Self, Julie Dibble, Beth Chumley, Wendy Taylor, Paul Andrews, and Audrey Green.
I just have one, just a quick, I didn't prepare anything, but I just want to say that I love this community, family, and friends. And if I had the opportunity to visit Mr. Field in October, I came out to the office, and I said, Mr. Field, what are you doing driving? And so it's a beautiful day, we got to talk about community, golf courses, business. You know, we just had a really nice visit. And the last thing he said to me is, "You're just like your dad." So it was just, it was a nice time to spend. Thank you.
Our next Hall of Fame inductee is Walter S. Coach Carter Jr. Walter S. Carter Jr. was born in Scooba, Mississippi on April 9, 1915, to Walter Sr. and Elizabeth Gale Carter. He was reared and attended school in Scooba, graduating from high school 2 years earlier. He attended Northwest Mississippi Junior College and State Teachers College, now University of Southern Mississippi, receiving a BS degree in mathematics and physical education and a master's degree in school administration. He graduated in 1938. While in college, he played football, tennis, golf, and boxed, and was the president of Kappa Alpha Tau fraternity. He lived for several years in Detroit, Michigan, where he served in the U.S. Army with the rank of captain during the early days of World War II. In 1942, he moved to Olive Branch to take a job at the Olive Branch High School, where he was a math teacher and coach for 21 years, from 1942 to 1963. In 1963, he was elected superintendent of DeSoto County Schools, where he served for 12 years until 1975. He led DeSoto County Schools through integration in one of its schools during the 60s without incident, without the disruptions that plagued many school systems in the South during that time. He worked for the construction of the public schools in the county by issuing bonds and securing grants from the State Department of Education. During his tenure as superintendent of education, the DeSoto County school system grew from being 43rd in size to becoming the second largest in the state. He was awarded the Master of Professional Education resolution by the citizens of DeSoto County. In January of 1943, Walter was married to Alice Roan. It was a marriage that lasted 57 years until her death in April of 2000. They had 3 children, Brad, Corky, and Barbie Van Eaton, and 7 grandchildren. He was a 15-year member of the Mid-South Fair Educational Activities Committee and served as chairman in 1979. He was on the board of directors and of North Central Mississippi Electric Power Association for 17.5 years. He was a longtime member of the board of Directors of Northwest Mississippi Community College, where there is a Walter S. and Alice Carter endowment in his honor. He was a longtime member of Maples Memorial Methodist Church in Olive Branch. He was an avid golfer. In addition to golf, his hobbies and pastimes were duck and quail hunting, yard work, playing bridge, traveling and dancing with Alice. He died on April 23, 2004, at the age of 89. Walter S. Carter Jr. served Olive Branch well and is being inducted into the Olive Branch Hall of Fame for the year of 2015. Accepting for Coach Carter are his son, Corby, and his daughter, Barbara Van Eden, and husband, Chris.
Just make one quick comment that we really feel honored by it and appreciate that this was done for Dad. I'm actually Walter Spinks Carter III. I didn't ever tell people that when I was a kid, because I didn't want to know that name. So I also named one of my kids Walter Carter, and one of my grandkids is named Walter Carter. So his life is still living on through our family. But the one thing, I went to work and taught in the Hurt End 1969, 70, and 71. That's the year before fully in integration and the year after. And as I look back, I was right out of high school and I didn't know much about what was going on. I just did what I was supposed to do, talk, and learn life. But as I look back on it and I realize how removed the problem was and how well everybody got along and how he led the schools through that, that's just one of the greatest things I can look back on and appreciate. I think everybody does. We really appreciate this.
Well, and too, one thing, I ran across with some tapes of Dad talking to the people in Jackson about, it was during the integration period, and I guess what made me so proud is he just plain told him the way it was, and that was the way it was going to be, and there was no discussion. Which was pretty much the way Dad operated, but I think at that point in time, it was well for all of us. But thank you.
Our next Hall of Fame inductee is Miss Ruby B. Cheney. Ms. Ruby Black was born on a large farm near French Camp, Mississippi on January 19, 1905. The youngest of 10 children, to Jim and Betty Black, she attended French Camp Academy from elementary school through high school. At an early age, she exhibited talent as a good musician in playing the piano and singing at church and school activities. She attended Blue Mountain College, Chicago Music College, and the Cincinnati Conservatory of Music, receiving certification in classical piano and voice. She taught at Flora, Mississippi for 2 years before being hired in 1928 as the music teacher at the Soddy County Agricultural High School in Olive Branch by Mr. E. E. Long. She had taught his daughter in Flora, and he discovered what a good teacher and wonderful person she was, and invited her to become a part of the faculty soon after he became superintendent of the school. Although Ruby was engaged to be married at the time, she became attracted to another 1928 hire, Bella Reed Chain, BJ. After 2 years of courtship, Ruby and BJ were married in 1930. They had 2 children, Bella J. Jr. and Carolyn Shoemake, who gave them 9 grandchildren, 22 grandchildren, and 22 great-grandchildren. Both Ruby and BJ were educators in the public schools of Olive Branch for 43 years. She is a teacher, and BJ is a teacher coach, and then administrator. They both retired in 1971. Ruby was a talented musician and an outstanding music teacher with a good eye for music potential in her students. Her teaching style was a good mixture of patience, firm expectation, and inspiration. During World War II, when the band director was called to military duty, she taught the high school band and had to seek instrument training one summer for this temporary additional duty. She was very active in the PTA, serving on both the state and federal boards. She was president of the state of Mississippi PTA for 2 terms from 1964 to 68. She served the state choral chairman, president of the Mississippi District YMCA, and on other statewide boards and committees. In 1967, she was listed in Who's Who of American Women Personalities in the South, and was a member of the Delta Kappa Gamma, the Society of Outstanding Women and Educators. She was honored by resolutions of the Mississippi Legislature in 1966 for educational leadership. She was active in her church, singing in the choir and special music programs, teaching Sunday school, and serving on the pastoral search committees. She had strong religious convictions and lived them every day of her life. 3 of her favorite sayings were, what you do speaks so loud, I can't hear what you say. If you don't have anything good to say about someone, don't say anything. And small minds talk about other people and things. Great minds discuss ideas and eternity. She impressed these things into the character of her children. She has been described as the majesty of calmness, never ruffled by the slightest whim of the biggest event. She was a woman with terrific sense of humor, with a ready smile, and easy and quick to laugh. Ruby B. Cheney died on January 3rd, 1999 at the age of 94, just 12 weeks before the death of her husband and lifetime companion, BJ. She is a worthy inductee into the Olive Branch Hall of Fame for the year 2015, accepting from Ms. Cheney are her son, Buddy, and her daughter, Carolyn Jermaine.
Well, we wish to thank the selection committee for this. Mother would be most proud, and she was proud to work here in Olive Branch. Students that she had and folks that she helped along the way. She, I guess, was one of the things she was the most proud of, the state president of the PTA, and we have a picture of her. I believe it was Governor Ray Mavis, but she's looking Governor Mavis in the eye and kind of pointing her finger to him, and I'm sure she's getting straight about something about the school, and we're proud of the work that she did. Carol and I were arguing who was going to talk. If we usually argue, do you have anything to say, sister? She said, we do appreciate it. And I would like to ask, though, another thing she was most proud of were her children, her grandchildren, not her children, her grandchildren and her great-grandchildren, and we have some here today with their spouses. Would y'all please stand? We'll show how many folks we got.
Our next Hall of Fame inductee is Wendell W. Davis. Wendell Wesley Davis was born in Salem, Arkansas on January 25th, 1941, to Henry and Sylvia Davis. He had one older brother and one older sister. He was reared in West Plains, Missouri, and Memphis, attending grade school in West Plains and high school in Germantown and White Station after the family moved to Memphis. During high school, he received awards in science, math, and accounting. Following high school, he attended Memphis State University from 1958 to 1962, where he received a BS degree in chemistry and math and a master's degree in education and school administration. In 1962, Wendell was employed by DeSoto County Schools, where he remained for 42 years until he retired in 2004. During his career, he served as both teacher and principal at the Olive Branch High School in Olive Branch Middle School. He was instrumental in the orderly integration of the city schools in the 60s up through full integration of Olive Branch High School in 1970. He led the efforts to establish one of the first middle schools in Mississippi. He wrote the Activity Funds accounting program, which is still used in the DeSoto County school system. He participated in the building of 18 schools in DeSoto County, including the concept of combining elementary, middle, and high schools on one campus, a concept that has been replicated at DeSoto Central, Center Hill, Lewisburg, and Lake Palmer High Schools. Wendell was married to Sharon Elaine Morris in June of 1966. They have 2 grown children, Pam, Coach, and Wendy, and 4 grandchildren. He has been honored in the Mississippi House of Representatives and the state Senate with resolutions recognizing his work in education in the state. He has been presented with the U.S. flag thrown over the Capitol in his honor. He has served as president of the DeSoto County Retired Educational Employee Association and has been a member of the local, state, and national teacher and educator organizations and a member of the Mississippi Principals Association. Wendell is an avid tennis player and manages to get in a few sets each week. The 6-court tennis complex at Center Hill High School was named the Wendell Davis Tennis Center in his honor. He became a part of the team broadcasting Olive Branch High School football games in the early 1970s. He now streams games all over the world via internet from obtvlive.com. He developed and manages OBTV, Comcast Channel 19 from the Olive Branch City Hall, and covers events of the Chamber of Commerce, the Rotary Christmas parades, 4th of July fireworks event, and Old Town music concerts. He works with former Mayor Sam Reichert to produce and telecast the morning DeSoto County weather show over OBTV Channel 19, as well as provide additional programming with local interest. Wendell Wesley Davis has served the Olive Branch community well and is a deserving inductee into the Olive Branch Hall of Fame for the year 2015. Accepting with Wendell are his wife Sharon and his daughters Wendy and Pam. See, now I can tell a little quick story about a principal one time that I went into his office. And the first time I ever in a principal's office, and I was scared to death. I really didn't do anything wrong, but